that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system. Here's the truth about the system that'll the truth about the system that'll fuck up your the truth about the mind that'll fuck up your mind. That'll fuck up your the truth about that'll fuck up your the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll
warning, 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 warning.
Truth about the that'll fuck up your the truth about the that'll fuck up your truth about the that'll fuck up your truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind.
Warning, 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 warning.
Truth about
Yo, I shatter dreams like Jordan, assault and batter your team. Your squadron will be barred from rap like Adam and Eve from the garden. I'm carving my initials on your forehead, so every night before bed you see the BP shine off the board head. Reverse that, I curse at the first whack. Nigga with the worst rap, you see ain't worth jack. Hit him with 1,000 pounds of pressure per slap. Make his whole body jerk back. Watch the earth crack, hand him his purse back. I'm the first Latin rapper to baffle your skull. Master the flow, niggas be swerving, I'm blacking and cold like Nat King. I be rapping and tongues packing the ones, magnums, cannons, and Gatling guns. Big Pun, the one and only son of Tony Montana. You ain't promised mañana in the rotten Montana. Come on, pana, we need more rhymes. Feeling marijuana, snake bite, anaconda. A man of honor would wanna try to match my persona. Sometimes ramen, I blow my own mind like Nirvana, comma, and go the whole nine like Madonna. Go try to find another rhymer with my kind of grammar. When you awaken, your manhood to be taken, faking like you Satan. When I'm the rhyming abomination. When you awaken, your manhood to be taken, faking like you Satan. When I'm the rhyming abomination. Adrenaline, uncut, straight to the gut, medicine, more cure for pain. I quote your brain like polyurethane. Simple and plain, I'll explain it in layman terms. If you came and learned how to make fire, I'ma make it burn. Higher and hotter than lava, than scholar and Roger, as smart as MacGyver. Could put honor inside the heart of a liar, involved in the life of crime. Fuck it, I like to shine. Up in the white and lime, cups with the pipe design, plushed out. No pocket to pop the flush out. If you're not in it for this finish, get the fuck out. Take a hike. We could even battle to make it right. Your head, lace the mic, you finish. Say goodnight, head to head in the street. I'll leave you dead in your feet, saddle and beef. I'll even let you rhyme to the Benjamin beat, but it won't matter. Your dream's still gon' shatter. It's a long ladder to climb, and mine is gonna stagger. So get out of town before I hit you with the loudest sound you ever heard. There's a bird playing you out of bounds. When you awaken, your manhood to be taken, faking like you Satan. When I'm the rhyming abomination. When you awaken, your manhood to be taken, faking like you Satan. When I'm the rhyming abomination. When you awaken, your manhood to be taken, faking like you Satan. When I'm the rhyming abomination. You know the fun edition with your whole steeds is unofficial. I come and get you and let the desert ease. Tongue kiss you with one pistol and two clips. I make it cool flips like acrobatics. I'm charismatic. My dad is magic. It makes rappers disappear. Whisper in your ear, crystal clear. Come here, let me get your tears. Everything you fear is here. You ain't gotta search further. The first murder's the worst. Now I thirst further for me first birth. Every verse hurts, every curse word's already more offending than that emerge worse. I thirst for blood like a vampire. Any man claiming his cam's tighter is a goddamn liar. I'll set him on fire, retire your chain of thought, drain a quart of blood out your brain and leave you insane in the dark. The king of New York lays his crown and the boogie down and sprays the town with the Mac hoodie down. I'm no joke. I soak your face with the sweeper, die in disgrace. I face your death through the speaker. When you awaken, your manhood will be taken, faking like you Satan. When I'm the rhyming abomination. When you awaken, your manhood will be taken, faking like you Satan. When I'm the rhyming abomination. When you awaken, your manhood will be taken, faking like you Satan. When I'm the rhyming abomination. When you awaken, your manhood will be taken, faking like you Satan. When I'm the rhyming abomination.
Gangster.
I could tell you work for Uber Eats cause the car that you drove is too fucking slow and I don't want my food to get cold. Rappers be rapping, turn kinetic to quadratic, live lavish, keep receipts, write it off on them taxes. Talk about the great reset. They bird chest, speaking threats, they couldn't get their beaks wet in the deep end. Read the tea leaves, sweet dreams, sweet pea. And which way does the razor wire lean? How about a Farbar's egg, half a dozen to a tray? Interior decor designed by Dick Gournay, that's a tall order. Naughty neighbors at the short table. I beg your pardon, could you pass me the salt shaker? The earthquakes will be here before May. We should petition the creator for an escape ahead of my time, cause they ain't never seen what I rap. They wouldn't believe we already collapsed. Facts. A warm rag for a 50 prostitute bath. I bet you there's no vaccine for that. I was exposed to this so early, I'm quiet about it. The way I see it, ain't no need to start a riot about it. I saw it and caught it and wasn't applauded. I should've never started. We were divided first, then conquered. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I got so fucked up. Now I don't trust nothing.
Scary and real like bunch of Avatar gangster. Barely in fights, bunch of Avatar gangster. Bro banging from his keyboard. You should see the streets more. You should keep the G more. He just pressing record. Scary and real like bunch of Avatar gangster. Barely in fights, bunch of Avatar gangster. Made soldier, the gauge holder with payola. The weed coming more colors than Crayola. You a troll, you an internet op. You was listening to New Kids on the Block. I'm with a few niggas, trading stock, raising the Glock, bare arms like Doc Octopus. Virtual concerts of VR and the Oculus. Buying property in Earthia, I own everything. Man and machine merge the singularity. You will never be a celebrity. You embarrass me, you a parody. You a charity, you need therapy. Clout chaser who scarily believe his own hype, trying to suck your own cock. Ron Jeremy, pay me in crypto, pay me in Mithril. They told me hold on and I did so. Shout my nigga Big Boy, this his idea. And I be stomping in my clear weather brand footwear, yeah. Web 3.0 flow, fuck this industry. AI Drake voice, pick your identity. Non-believers in the mega church, allow me to introduce you to Mars. Now you metaverse, in the metaverse. In verses, reverse course, I spit a better verse. Gifted unlimited rhymes, universal from a multiverse of earths. That's a guru search. Creole bitch, that's a voodoo curse. Niggas beef on IG Live with their location showing. And die tasting their own face, shell cases blowing. Scary and real like bunch of Avatar gangster. Barely in fights, bunch of Avatar gangster. Bro banging from his keyboard. You should see the streets more. You should keep it G more. He just pressing record. Scary and real like bunch of Avatar gangster. Barely in fights, bunch of Avatar gangster. Made soldier, the gauge holder with payola. The weed coming more colors than Crayola.
Gang gang, gang gang, gang gang.
Avatar.
gang gang, gang gang,
Avatar,
gang gang, gang gang.
Avatar, gangsta.
Amazing. I loved it.
Thank you for joining us here on The Machine Lies, where we talk about the lies of the machine on the machine that lies. And I'm going to be presenting a little bit of information on the origins of science, some of the foundation of the scientific worldview. And I just ate a pretty fine meal, so I'm having a little bit of brain fog. But if you guys could just indulge me with these segments, we're going to be representing the information that we covered last week on the origins of science and civilization, and we're going to be going and taking a deeper look into some of the fundamental concepts in Western philosophy, especially the ideas of mechanos, the ethical concepts that help you deal with the machine world in terms of utilitarianism, the foundations of utilitarianism and how it originated as the ethical landscape of the machine, of the Moloch of the machine. I mean, right? And there is this new idea that is emerging through that, which is that mythos is going to be fed back into mechanos, right? There you have a cyclical view of history, right? Promulgated from the fact that, we took reason and placed reason and spirit in the transcendental realm apart from nature. Then we took nature, right? And we took God out of nature and placed it in the transcendental realm. Then the empiricists and the secular humanists, they took the transcendental realm and put it away. Metaphysics means beyond physics, right? And they went, they said essentially there's nothing beyond physics, right? So they reduced the world, and this is the re-entrance of time into nature through the pseudo eschatology of progress, right? This happens at the time of Hegel, the ideas of evolution, right? The ideas of technological progress, right? In the 1800s, right? This supplies us with a new ethical landscape, right? Through the birth of utilitarianism and the ideas that help us get situated to the machine world, right? The problem is that it is many ideas, right, that led to this, right? First is taking God out of nature, the desacralization of nature, right? Then the other side is the compartmentalization of knowledge into different subjects, right? The separation of truth from truth, right? And the idea, they come to a full understanding in many different divisions of thought, right? Now, the first such division is the idea that nature is peopled with divinities, right? So we create the mythological landscape through the artistic, right? and the spiritual landscape within man, right? This idea separates us from nature in that it deals with cultural refinement and man's ability to supersede natural forces, right? This is why magic is a form of primitive technique, as Lewis says, right? Now we move on to other concepts, much more fundamental concepts, such as the uh idea of the mind and reason and humanity. Right now, man took God out of nature and placed him in the temple, right? Then soon man took God out of the temple and placed himself into the temple, right? Made himself the object of worship, right? This has to do with the second move, right? Which is theos, right? Right. First we move from mythos to logos, right? Which is the realm of humanity and the mind. This is where the Greek conception of mind and man comes from, right? Mind as the antithesis of nature, right? Okay. Okay. First, they have nature is everything, right? Then mind becomes the antithesis of nature. This invents the transcendental world, right? Then out of this synthesis gets birthed the theological view, right? Of God being placed in the transcendental world, right? This placement of God in the transcendental world removes God from his creation. It cuts off God's hands from his creation, right? God has to interact with the world through universals, right? Right? God is not there in every instance anymore, right? So this God taken out of nature, right, is the move of theos that then makes the move of mechanos so easy, because then it becomes very easy and simple to reduce nature to mechanistic forces and designs, right? Okay. Now these mechanistic forces and designs, right? And let me clear the backstage here of all of these little files here, and then I will see what's going on here. Okay, because there's a link open on my channel. It's an open panel. Anybody can come and talk about these different issues and themes that I'm presenting here, right? And it's no worries, there's nobody barred from that type of discussion, right? If you've been here in the past and we have not accepted you here, right, you will be accepted here tentatively today, right? Because it is an open panel situation, right? And we will engage some of the trolls as well, if they decide to come. It's a special kind of a night, I guess. But yeah, blessings. And thank you guys for being here. But what I was going back to saying is that through the mythological realm, right, there's this idea that forms about nature being against the mind, right? Nature being against man. This is, of course, most readily seen in the Promethean conception, right? Prometheus and Epimetheus, right? Now you go to the idea of the sophists about man. Man is the measure of all things. And then it said logos. Every object has its own logos, right? So logos is not some sort of transcendental truth, right? Right? Or sort of all permeating mind as Heraclitus saw it, right? But rather it becomes placed within speech, right? Within the mental processes, right? And this sort of takes it out of the transcendental world, right? Now, of course, the sophists were sort of like the first nominalists, right? In that they rejected transcendentals, right? And they thought that language, right, had a lot to do with the way we formulate our thoughts and patterns of speech, right? Now, man being against nature gets then put in the idea of nature being against God, right? And then it's the idea that bursts out of that, which is that time is against nature, right? Once they get rid of the transcendental realm and there's no more God in the transcendental realm, right? Then they could talk about nature, but they need to bring something into nature, right? Because there's no telos in nature, right? Nature has no purpose, right? In the very beginning, right? So what do they bring in is the idea that man can improve nature through his creativity, right? This is the notion of man's technological progress entering the framework, right? So not only is nature reduced to pure mechanism, but man's own um idea of conquering nature, right, is then fed back into the eschatological scheme, right, creating a pseudo eschatology of progress, the myth of progress, right, right. Now it's time against nature, right? Okay, time is put against nature, right, right, and we see that today. We see that you know time is become superior to space because of productivity, right? um you know Not only has technology melded the realms, right, between the material and the immaterial through the acts of creativity and through the physical processes, right, that correlate with acts of our daily survival, right, our whole activity, right, of society becomes preserving the technological needs of that society, right, until many of the ideas, right, like processes, okay, are immaterial, right? Techniques are immaterial, right? Yet they rule and govern over us, right? And that is the primary place where we start, is that our idea of nature is reduced to pure mechanism, right? And finally, since science doesn't, it has to create a pseudo eschatology, and it doesn't have a spiritual system, right? It has to create a new one, right? Right. So they need a new type of spirituality for the scientific world, right? And you already see that emerging. You see a new age spiritualism emerging to basically pay lip service to the scientific landscape, the scientific worldview, right? There's going to be a mythos of mechanos, right? Because as I said earlier, the future is just as mythological as the past, right? In fact, myths are, as I said earlier, is ahistorical, right? Myths are ahistorical, right? They're about the creation, right? Recreation of time, right? Right? They let you know about the ebbs and flows within time itself, right? And they talk about ideas that outlast time, right? While dealing with the archetypal, right? So there's all of these concepts that are foundational to our understanding and are going to be a clue to what is coming up next. Right now, there's many different conceptions of man in the way that he develops his science, right? Okay. The first would be that man develops science to figure out and to comprehend the true essence of nature. Right. So this was the natural philosophy, the idea of finding out a cosmology. Right. And usually these systems were derived through deductive reasoning. Right. Through the, through different Aristotelian systems of logic and those types of ideas, right? So science at first was indistinguishable from philosophy, right, and metaphysics, right? And then what happened to science, right, was that it became more about the cultural edifice, right? When it became in the theological age, right, science became about using symbols to recreate the world around you, to tune it to a form of religious service, right? So the artistic semblance of man became put into the heavenly beatific vision, right? And this idea went into the symbolic, right? It went every bit into the symbolic, right? Man is a symbol making animal, as we've said, right? We talk about the crafting of symbols, the architectonic realm, and that being the primary source for our ideas, including science, right? We did give a lengthy explanation on how that came about, right? Last time, right? When we did a presentation with Jack Talcott, right? And then we did another entire stream on Wednesday dealing with that subject, right? And, obviously the stream on Saturday as well was a huge expansion of that project, right? But what we're doing here and what we're going to furthermore cover here, right, is about man and the symbol making animal, right? The idea that um this theological scope was really a cultural scope in terms of technique, right? And because it brought a high level of cultural refinement, right? Yet a low level of technological innovation, right? So for a very long time, right, technique was at a standstill, right? The development of technique was at a standstill, right? Man had to adopt a new world view, right, in terms of secular humanism, for this view to stop being at a standstill, right, and for technological progress to really get going full scale, right. They needed to develop a new idea of man, right, and this is at the at the level of conceptual frameworks, right. Man had to redevelop, right, science at the idea at the level of their conceptual frameworks, right, not at the level of cultural refinement and not at the level of okay philosophical views of the essence of our true nature, or the essence of nature itself with a capital N, right, but once we got to theos, right, nature had to be put in service of God, right, 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 or else, to have nature with a capital N be equal to God, right, would then mean that God had to cut off his hands from creation, right? But it effectively happened anyways, because God was removed from nature and forced to only affect the universal realm, right? Right. This is when they created the mechanistic enterprise. Now, in the modern age, art and science are linked, right? Right. Science is not only a enterprise that wants to dominate nature, but it wants to dominate over man's pleasure seeking capacity and capability, right? Okay. Okay. And it's an open panel, you know, you know. But yeah, where the fuck is my pipe? Okay, here it is. I'm gonna take a sip of this milkshake. Yeah. We got the homie Listen. We got the homie Abraxas. We got the homie Jason Skoll. Yo, what's going on? Gotta look within. We got the homie Raccoon City. We got New Main Order out here. Yeah, we're doing a little different today. We're doing a little Neurojack channel vibe, you know? But yeah, blessings, you know? It's all the same, no matter where we're at. But yeah. Yeah, I thank you guys for being here. So yeah, in terms of Skolomowski, he was looking at One, science as the embodiment of human dignity and eternal truths. Right. This is when science and the ethical pursuits of man were inextricably linked. Right. Man saw himself as not separate from nature. Right. Then, we get into humanism, the idea that, science becomes a sort of sensibility that improves our cultural framework, right? Our idea of culture, right? Then comes the idea that actually, science is on the level of our conceptual frameworks. Right now, at this level, we cannot control the use and misuse of science, right? If it's at the level of conceptual framework, then it's at the level of worldview, right? Then it is at the level of the architectonic, right? Okay. And of course, science had to find itself, because it was subject to history, philosophy, right? We talked about this. It was subject to all of these other ideas, right? But science had to free itself from all of these ideas to become part of the conceptual framework of man, right? To be part of his worldview, right? This is what I've been talking about, right? Right? How did the pursuit of science and technology become the apex, okay, of human concerns, right? How did this come about? Now, science at the level of civilization, right? At that level, it's totally gone way out of control, right? Right? Okay, at the level of civilization, at the level of our conceptual framework, right? Now he writes, right? Science is an integral part of the bloodstream of Western civilization, right? Okay. The new civilization was erected not only by the powers of Galileo's physics, but also Bacon's program, knowledge is power, right? The empiricism, right? Goal of knowledge is power, right? Which was equally important in secularizing society and seeking fulfillment for man here on earth, rather than later on in heaven, and in realizing the idea of progress, conceived in human rather than theological terms. Okay? From the beginning of a new epoch, science has designed to be servant of human progress. Thus, science was designed to serve a social function. Technology is only a more ruthless embodiment of the tendency towards material progress, as exemplified by Bacon's knowledge is power, quote unquote. To repeat the main point, within the overall structure of rational Weltanschauung, there is not much room, for the distinction between science and technology. Both serve the same function, that of perpetuating material progress. This is clearly realized by technocrats and militarists who insist that they are quite correct in this, that they only extend the scope of the rational universe. And this is also clearly realized by many young people who want to escape this rational universe altogether by flights into drugs and mysticism, of which the latter is quite harmless if not rational, right? Okay. Okay, the need for ritual, the wild, ideas that basically thirst for irrationality is because technology is put man in a position to become rational beyond what is natural for him. Right? So finding other ways, okay, to cope with this. Okay, having to be submitting most of their activities to the use of reason. Okay. Now, says in summary, science is pursuit of eternal truth. Science is glorious entertainment. Science is pure knowledge. Does not control people.
but it could hardly be said that people control science in these contexts. The idea of control is somewhat irrelevant here. Science as civilization, and especially science as a conceptual framework, as a form of rational worldview, does control people. Although its control is indirect, its consequences are far reaching. Our mental habits, our thinking and perceiving have been predetermined by a network of knowledge within which we grew up. And this network has been profoundly influenced by science. Profoundly influenced by science. We are even more obviously controlled by science as technology, he says. All right. Right? Obviously, it's okay, technology that's driving science and culture, right? And economics. Okay, it's even guiding some of the political framework of the society. Okay, especially the idea of political power, right, is met with the objective force, right? Objective factor of power in our age, which is technological capacity, right? Yeah, peace to the chat. Freedom Grower, blessings. Good to see you, sir. Okay. Let's keep going. He says, we are even more obviously controlled by science as technology. There can be no question that our most grievous concerns are about technological change ruthlessly. Okay. Asserting itself over human controls, but technology is only an extension of our rational ideology. Thus, we question technology. We question our rational ideology. Okay? Otherwise, you're taking these things for granted, right? Okay? All right, we question our rational ideology. We question the whole enterprise of science. Okay, we question the whole enterprise of science. Our question at this point should be reformulated. What we are really asking is, do we control the course of our civilization? Question. The answer is we do not. The crisis of scientific civilization is a crisis of scientific reason, is the crisis of science itself. Perhaps we should not ask who controls whom, for obviously we as people, as scientists, as scholars, as citizens, do not control science in the most profound sense as a scientific civilization, but ask ourselves, what kind of new science should we or must develop to disentangle ourselves from the present crisis? What kind of science is compatible with the most important aspects of human nature? Perhaps perhaps what we witness nowadays is another trial of science, and thereby another trial of Galileo. But science is being tried nowadays in new circumstances. It is not tried as force which attempts to upset the status quo. Okay? But as a force which represents the status quo. It is not it is not tried as an emerging civilization, but it is tried as part of a dying civilization. All right. And this is what it is that the capacity of the development of technology, right? The aggression and speed at which innovation increases, right? And the capacity for violence and rapacity within the very goals of improving technology and within the spread of technology itself, right? Means that technology is thoroughly anti-human, right? The growth of technology is thoroughly anti-human, right? Let me go to this. Can wrong knowledge kill? Can wrong knowledge kill? You could pair this with another good question. How much technology is necessary to live a good life? Okay. Both are real questions, right? Okay. Now we're going to read a little story, right? Okay. Get into a little story. Okay. And I thank you for the, small group that we've gathered here. Thank you so much for being here with us. Blessings. Talking about science and civilization here, and the goals of science, right? Story time. Yeah. On October 16th, 1985, almost exactly 205 years after Lincoln Galley, quote unquote, anchored in Williams Cove, a student of University of Michigan at Ann Arbor of the name Richard Grabowski committed oh man, I don't think I can say that. Committed, you know what? He was not a failing student afraid of his poor grades. He was actually close to graduation and a good job awaiting him, or should we say a well-paid job was awaiting him. And he was a graduating student of aerospace engineering. Huh, that's funny. That's the job that Wittgenstein had. And here lies the tragedy, the kind of job that was awaiting him. Being a good student, he felt that he was under the pressure to feel that way, that in order to succeed, he had to take a job with the big prestigious company. His choices were narrowed to NASA or McDonnell Douglas. McDonnell Douglas. However, in each of these companies, he would have to design weapon systems. Weapon systems. Weapon systems. Right? After having examined his conscience in depth, he came to the conclusion that he could not be part of the machinery of death. Okay? This kind of sounds like the debate between Dyson and Harding, right? In his book on the sun and genome, where he talks about developing the Dyson sphere, right? Okay. He gets into a conflict with his mentor, Harding, about the applied sciences, right? Right? Who basically, Harding blamed the applied sciences, okay, for the growth of killing machines that led to war and all that type of stuff. He's blaming a type of science for world war, only the applied sciences, which is technology. He's blaming technology for world war, and he's able to separate it from theoretical mathematics, theoretical physics. Okay, he thinks those are, tools of peace, engines of our own peace and security, right? Where the same knowledge can be used or applied, right, to develop killing machines. He blames all of the applied sciences for that. It's quite a strange conclusion, right? Especially for a scientist, right? I must say. But yeah, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. Harding was not a scientist. He was a mathematician. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah. But yeah, he's still, taught Dyson, right?
So despite his ethical conflicts with the situation, right? The technology marches on, right? The progress of technology marches on, right? After having examined his conscience in depth, he came to the conclusion that he could not be part of the machinery of death. His tragic story unveils like a Greek tragedy with the inevitability that defies reason. He was taught to rely on rationality. He was taught to regard rationality as the most important component of his being. Among the people who influenced him most was Ayn Rand. Her conception of objectivist epistemology has no use for altruism or idealism of any sort. This conception insists that cold rationality is the best guide for life. Now, let us remind ourselves that Grabowski was a student in the College of Engineering at University of Michigan. Let us also be aware that the better the School of Engineering, and the most prestigious and the more prestigious the university, the more proud they are of unmitigated pursuit of rationality. Okay? Not surprisingly, many of these schools produce at the end of the line good technicians who are also morons in part. Morons. If any vocabulary seems to be offensive, my apologies in advance. The point is not to offend anybody, but rather to see devastating consequences of one-sided pursuit of tough rationality. I've seen that these rational, right, but otherwise crippled minds only too often. During my 15 years of teaching at Department of Humanities at the College of Engineering at University of Michigan, they think it is justified not to participate in a general culture because, after all, we are engineers. They also seem to think that to show emotions and to reveal their hearts is a weakness. So often they deliberately close themselves in their hard shell of rationality. Let me share with the reader some excerpts from Grabowski's you know what note. His, the note that he wrote when he offed himself on the boat. Okay. What do they call it? Unalived. On a live note. He said, if I were to live out my potential, I would only destroy my life. Ambivalence is not enough to stop me from developing physical ideas into weapons. For some odd reason, I have produced in myself for inappropriate technology, knowing fully its implications. If I were to continue living, I would only prolong my death. I cannot live. By any sense of my imagination, producing weapons. Somehow I have neglected the meaning that life provides. I am blind. Be thankful that I did not survive long enough to contribute to the rational destruction of human beauty, he says. When rationality is extended to making weapons of mass destruction, right? When best minds are drawn to engineering because it pays best, when the salaries of beginning engineers are so high because the Pentagon has unlimited money, and when upon graduation our best students find that they have no choice but to go to big firms designing and producing weapons of destruction, then we have the making of a tragedy. Richard's death may have been the first dramatic expression of this larger tragedy of our civilization. It is the tragedy of rationality, which has become subservient to the demon of death. We must not brush aside Grabowski's case as an exception.
and he exemplifies the problem of our epoch and our entire objective knowledge. If it were not for his enormous sense of responsibility, he might not have been compelled to take flight to the land from which no one returns. If we are to learn anything from the tragic circumstances of this young man's life and death, then we must become aware of our responsibility for the future of a human family and for the kind of knowledge we provide for our children. We are all responsible, particularly those who teach at the university, and especially presidents of universities and deans of colleges of engineering. Regardless of our good intentions to provide students of engineering with the quote unquote broad education, these students are fighting a losing battle. The demands of technical disciplines are so exacting and crushing that humanities are brushed aside and considered a luxury. The whole ethos of engineering education conspires to make students less than human. Less than human. Grabowski's case is so alarming, for it reveals a deep-seated pathology which affects thousands upon thousands. Can a civilization be so great, so proud, mutilate its children so mercilessly? Has our allegiance to science and technology become an irrational fetish that now brings more harm than good? Has the rationality of science become so cold, detached, and uncaring for the fact that it is destructive to a large fabric of society? These questions must not be thought of as rhetorical. It is imperative for rational minds to examine the cause and present pathologies, whichever direction these causes lead. The scientific community at large does a disservice to itself, avoiding to face squarely the social and existential legacy of the relentless pursuit of scientific rationality. There are good deeds and there are bad deeds. There are the consequences of each. In the words of T.S. Eliot, of all you have done in the past, you eat the fruit, either rotten or ripe. Seen in the framework of Indian philosophy, or karma will bring its consequences, whether we choose the term karma or not. What we are aware of is this or whether we're aware of its existence or not.
I just wanted to say the best prime example of that would be Oppenheimer. If you want to believe that, he wanted to use, if you want to believe that Oppenheimer, meant to use his knowledge for good, and instead they turned around and used it for the Manhattan Project. So there's a prime example of that being right there.
Yeah. And even David Bohm, who's a student of Krishnamurti, and he personally objected to all of that. Same thing with Harding, who schooled Freeman Dyson, and Freeman Dyson used the ideas to make weapons, right? So he said that the same technology that's used to make telescopes can be used to make lasers. So the possibility exists. So the link between rationality and violence, and what does science have to do with that, right? And then our ethical concerns, right? What does the it like is it able to decrease our use of technology and magnify our moral concerns, make life more human centered, through the use of less technology? Is that a possible proposition? If technology necessarily and inevitably leads to the justification of violence on a massive scale, right? Anyways, anybody who thinks that that's not a serious moral quandary, right, isn't taking a rational and calm and actual human look at the situation, right? They might be taking too rational of a look, right? They might be taking a rationality centered view, which disregards every other value system, right? As we've come to regard it. Many of the value systems that I presented earlier, you know, and going for about 44 minutes here. I think I'll go for about 15 more minutes and we'll figure out if anybody would like to join the panel or figure out what's going on here. Thank you guys. And please come up and join the panel. You know, I'm just ending this reading here. Alrighty. Let's see, where are we? In the early part of May 1985, I met in New Delhi with Ashish Nandi, the center of the Center of Developing Societies. He told me that he and his team were working on the problem of violence in our times. One of the questions they investigated was whether science, perchance, contributes to violence in our times. He asked me to contribute an essay on the subject. At the time, I declined. I did not see any clear connection between the nature of science and the explicit cause of violence. If there were such connections, I thought at the time, it would be extremely difficult to establish them. Since Grabowski's death, I've been rethinking the problem. The awareness has been haunting me that the rationality of science imposed on him was somehow responsible for his tragedy. I'm aware that we live in a world with multiple causation. What contributes to what and in what measure is exceedingly difficult to establish. I'm also aware that when we talk about the causes, we want evidence. So often we demand evidence, which is unshakable, foolproof. This kind of evidence is very difficult to come by in any field of human endeavor, including science. Actually, what constitutes genuine evidence is subtle and often tricky business. We seem to be satisfied nowadays that smoking contributes to cancer, that living under the conditions of continuous stress is an invitation for a heart attack, that toxic dump affects adversely the health of people. In each of these cases, the evidence is indirect and circumstantial rather than foolproof based on hard facts. Okay. It is my conviction that the adoption of rationality by human beings has by and large been beneficial for them. We have freed ourselves to a large measure from suspicious dogmas, unfounded beliefs. However, when the light is blinding you to the point that you cannot see, you are likely to do stupid, irrational, and irresponsible things when we have done in the industrial north by developing institutions and structures, especially military ones, which, although purportedly rational, are destructive to the human spirit and the human race. A pugnacious rationalist may ask at this point, how can there be too much rationality, whereas everywhere we look, we see too little of it? We shall say to the pugnacious rationalist, take a deep breath. What seems to be so apparent to the cold reason does not necessarily have to be right. Actually, pugnacious rationalists, we all are. Those who teach at the university, our religion is rationality, whether we want to admit it or not. Whether we want to admit it or not. A painful paradox. A painful paradox and dilemma is for us that we cannot answer rationally how much rationality is good for us. Right? Okay. Is the goal of life to gain knowledge? Is the goal of life happiness? Is the goal of life to reach to heaven? What is the goal of life? Right? I think rationality is an empty goal. Right? I think happiness is a selfish goal. Right? And I think heaven is a goal that, although seems to be concerned with God, it is actually not concerned with God. It is concerned with only your own salvation. You know, so to me, finding out the truth should be the goal. Right? And the truth is not confined to our narrow and rational limitations. Right? The truth is confined to every aspect of reality, not just the rational aspects, right? Right, but also to those intuitive, right? And also to those animalistic, and also to those that are based on the heart, a heart-centered view, right? Instead of a mind-centered view, right? A view that's focused on courage and wisdom. Instead of knowledge and rationality, right? Anyways, I talk like this all the time, you know. Been talking like this for 1 year, you know. Different number of people in the audience. Sometimes 1,000, sometimes a few hundred, right? Sometimes 50 people, right? Sometimes only 10, sometimes only 1. Doesn't matter. I say the same type of stuff. Doesn't matter who's listening, right? It's called sincerity, folks. Sincerity is a jewel of the heart. The tongue is a reflection of the heart. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Okay. Okay. And our spirit is in the shadow of the Creator, right? Let's move forward here, right? Let's move a little forward here. Okay. Okay. Um, a painful paradox and dilemma is for us that we cannot answer rationally how much rationality is good for us, and at which point too much rationality becomes a pathology that is, as far as the whole human system is concerned, which does not live by logic alone. The human system, moreover, is placed within still larger systems of nature and of all life, neither of which is sustained by pure logic alone. We know from the study of biological and ecological systems that if one component of the system or one variable grows unchecked and uncontrolled, it creates havoc to the whole system. Ultimately, it becomes cancerous and destructive, for such is the meaning of cancer: an uncontrolled growth on one kind of cell at the expense of all other cells. Okay.
Might this not be the case with rationality? Might it not be the case that too much rationality becomes cancerous? Too much rationality becomes cancerous. Greetings. What then led to Grabowski's final exit was not sentimentality, but cold rationality. Again, it does not seem rationally justified that rationality could be so irrational as to be self destructive. But the phenomenon of life and death is beyond rationality. And it would be too high of foolishness to try to explain everything rationally. Ivan Illich has shown that as societies become prosperous and more civilized, they consume more and more energy per capita. The process of humanization is in proportion to the amount of energy that is available to every individual. The story is correct, but only up to a certain point. Beyond a certain median per capita energy level, the political system and cultural context of any society must decay. He says, 1974. I suggest that we witness the same process with rationality. Too much rationality and unrestrained objectivity is detrimental to human beings. We are made of a subtle stuff, and this stuff must be handled subtly. Otherwise, we are mutilated. Science's great successes came as a result of atomizing the world around us. In atomizing the world around us, science has also atomized our mind. In atomizing the mind, it has made the mind uncaring. Let us also notice that science is a continuous assault on nature. This is the very nature of science, the continuous assault, the attitude of assault, combined with the attitude of detachment. Oh, there's that guy, the detached observer. What good is he? What use of is he? What value does he have to our collective experience here? Detachment, foggy somatic detachment, separation from nature, creates the frame of mind that is prone to aggression. Through it is expressed in a subtle way. I'm sorry, some of that was freestyle. It is what it is. But yeah. There's aggression built into the pursuit of science. You guys aren't going to find this work by Skolmowsky anyways. It's called Rationality in Science. Skolmowsky. Okay. If we watch carefully how scientists attack their problems, and the word attack is just right, we then see that there is a kind of war going on between them and the facts that they attempt to master and control. This aggressive tendency is fortified by the intense competition among scientists. There's a great pressure on each, or at least on most, to get results, quote unquote, to get them first, to crack those codes, to splinter the facts. Objective science is a form of war. And the human mind it produces is completely detached, cold, rational, and uncaring. It is this sort of mind that has been a rational menace to our civilization and to ourselves. This yoga of objectivity is still going on, and on a large scale too, in our schools and academia, because it is one-sided. It produces one-sided minds. One-sided minds that impose damage on many-sided universe. This is a rational explanation of one form of rationality which has become a pathology. Seen in this context, there's more than a grain of truth to the assertion that there is a structural violence that resides in science.
it's very weird being in this bubble. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. Robert Pirsig in Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance describes his own slow death in the crippling context of narrow and too suffocating rationality. He did not die, but he went insane. Fortunately, he recovered to write an amazing, moving book, an eloquent testimony of his own struggle. His book is a great document of our times. Great document of our times. Not the least because of the courage it takes to transcend the limitation of the method that intimidates and strangles. Finally, he became a whole person, the whole classic. Wrote a classic for our time. Sorry. Right. I don't know if you guys are aware of that book, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. It's about like this idea of finding this little escape. This guy fixes his motorcycle, finds his little escape from rationality in this sort of inane task that he really loves doing, right? So he's talking about how he develops his character based on this task, right? But yeah, and how it's a sort of way that he channels his inner confusion about what's happening in the society around him, the incessant need for the rational designs in the society around him. But yeah, for too long we have been benignly overlooked the cancerous tendencies of modern science and technology. Okay. So often we have claimed that the fault lies not in the rationality of science, but in the misuse by human beings. What if the fault does indeed lie in the pathology and the structure of science, which became cancerous when ruthlessly applied, regardless of human concerns? Right? Okay. The remedy, I submit, lies not in more rationality or cleaner rationality, but elsewhere, infusing rationality with spirituality. Okay. This is the final solution, right? The final solution. Okay. We must look at the two, science and spirituality, not as antagonistic forces, but as partners for the unity of a higher order. Okay. And he talks about his pamphlet, Eco Theology. Right. And we're going to take a deep look at that next time we open up these discussions. Can we supplant a theological view, right, with science, right, that can help us create a new technology? Because the technology that is here now, right, is driving the scientific enterprise, right, and it's thoroughly anti-human, right? So, so that's the thing, right? The continuous triumphs of science. He ends here. He says, I'm actually grateful to Max Payne, he says, who brought to my attention the conflict between spirituality and science must be resolved on a higher level. The continuous triumphs of science have not only undermined the dogmatic nature of the traditional religion, but also the dogmatic character of classical Newtonian science. So that in the second half of the 20th century, the new physics can admit and does increasingly admit vistas of traditional mystics and insights of champions of spirituality. The details of this story can be found in Eco Theology, the book, right? We're going to take a look at that. Eco Theology. And also some of those ideas that limit this concept with those of Illich and Alfred North Whitehead, Teilhard de Chardin. We're going to be looking at the different ideas that are thrown out there, right? And the psychedelic elitism. Take a look at that. You know, we're doing a little special on that on NPC The Game channel, Tuesday morning. You know, and that is possibly a glimpse into the wrong type of spirituality evolving from this, right? Form of a techno shamanism, techno Gaianism, and a transhumanism. Clear dangers afoot in those three forms of programming, right? Yeah. Well, this is quite a surprise. You know, I have this open on my channel. We're live on my channel, and yeah, nobody's joined the panel. I can't say I'm shocked. Can't say I'm shocked.
I'm somebody, but not very many somebodies.
Yeah. Yeah. The somebody's on the panel have been on the panel. It's either Zephyr, me, Neuro, or our friend, Inner Darkness. Well, we've all been here. Different points today. And actually, Pill Eater's been here too a couple times. So, yeah, if you guys have been watching, it's been an interesting day on this, in this box. Of course, I was only there for a portion of that. Yeah, and I'm much too tired to review my debate. If nobody comes on the panel in the next hour, we will go ahead and end the stream, right? And if I don't find anybody to come up, then I will review certain videos and concepts and ideas. Yeah, of course, blessings. Yeah, you know, there are philosophies that take a critical look at rationality. Okay. And for that, we are going to take a look at Eastern philosophy. Many systems of Eastern thought that take a critical look at the rational mind, right? And try to point to the intuitive framework, you know, behind the thoughts, right? To identify that with the true nature of consciousness, right? You know, that is located within concepts such as the will and not in the thoughts, right? Of course, thoughts are inextricably linked to time, right? Whereas our intuitive framework is linked to our nature, right? What truly makes us who we are, right? Who we are without any learning, really. Of course, knowledge can go two ways. You know, one can conceive of knowledge that does not benefit one, right? Before we even get to technology, you see, knowledge can be a clear danger, right? You don't have to talk about technology. Technology is a calcification of this knowledge, right? Okay. Crystallization of this knowledge. I said the goal of science is technology, but technological enterprise also guides the scientific enterprise, right? So science is sandwiched in between the push and pull of the technological enterprise. Yeah, Blaxican. He lives in Taiwan. Now let me play some music and see if anybody will hop on this panel. Thank you guys for joining us. Be waiting for you guys here with some music here. You goddamn scallywags. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, how about this? You guys ever seen this Shiko no Uto? Shiko no Uta by Nujabes.
I was trying to whistle along with it. It was fun.
Oh yeah. I can't whistle into the mic for some reason. Not this type of mic because it's strangely netted.
It's got the pop shield or something, huh?
It's got like a whistle shield. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. It's a good thing about having a shitty mic, I guess.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. You know, 16 people watching. You know, I'm blessed to have you guys here. You guys were listening to some topics, you know, earlier, you know, about the growth of science and technology, the use of rationality and violence, you know, different topics, ideas. We have a friend here, you know. What's going on?
How's it going, Mom?
Yo.
Yo. Oh, man. Let's figure I'd pop on for a minute. I'm trying to keep up. I don't know. Nothing special. Oh, wait. Who is that? Samurai Champloo? What was that a cover of?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd heard that cover before somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Listened to it a few years ago.
Yeah, there's an English version of it too. You know? You guys ever hear that one?
I don't think so. I've heard the original, but not another cover.
Yeah, there's an English cover. She did a good job too. She got a kind of a sexy voice. Let me try to look this up. Shiko no Uta. I think her name's Sapphire Blue or something. No, her name's Sapphire. Yeah, let me play this. This won't come out as good as if you're just hearing it your own because it's gonna come through the StreamYards. But I'll just still play this English version because this is so interesting. And since it's just us again.
The sun will rise and we'll bid farewell to forever. All our happiness will only be a dream. Oh, darling, won't you stay with me? 'Cause all these seasons aren't the same without you. In the darkest times, you'd always light the way. So, darling, won't you stay? Flowers start to dance, welcoming the springtime. The fields endless, summer's bringing on the sunshine. Dazzling moonlight, just wishing you were here this autumn night. Should winter arrive, I'll still be waiting for a sign. I find myself going back in time when I close my eyes. I see us watching the sky, reminiscing about what we had, us holding hands while I sing you sweet lullabies. So sweet. But now the summer is gone and it's hard to move on. 'Cause now I'm on my own, all these old memories coming back to me. I'm thinking there's gotta be a way, so I'm heading on out, off to find my way to you. No, I won't mess around, I swear that I will see this through. The sun will rise and we'll bid farewell to forever. All our happiness will only be a dream. Oh, darling, won't you stay with me? 'Cause all these seasons aren't the same without you. In the darkest times, you'd always light the way. So, darling, won't you stay? Flowers start to dance, welcoming the springtime. The fields endless, summer's bringing on the sunshine. Dazzling moonlight, just wishing you were here this autumn night. winter arrive, I'll still be waiting for a sign. It's 7 on the dot, here we are living free. I wish tonight would go on for eternity. Will we ever meet again? Tell me that it ain't the end. My tears start to flow, oh baby, please don't go. But now it's all becoming clear to me that if we're truly even meant to be, our love won't fade and I will break free from all this pain, tearing down all the walls like a mighty hurricane. It's clear to me that if we're truly even meant to be, our love won't fade and I will break free from all this pain, tearing down all the walls like a mighty hurricane. I will start to dance, welcoming the springtime. The fields endless, the summer's bringing on the sunshine. Dancing moonlight, just wishing you were here this autumn night. Should winter arrive, I'll still be waiting for the sign. Baby, let's dance all throughout the springtime. Fields are endless, the summer's bringing on the sunshine. Dancing moonlight, just wishing you were here this autumn night. Should winter arrive, I'll still be waiting for the sign. The sun will rise and we'll bid farewell to forever.
Wow, you guys get it? Sun will rise and we'll be here forever. Otherwise, our happiness will be just a dream.
Yeah, I used to have that
Darling,
instrumental on the
won't
playlist.
you stay with me forever?
It reminds me of the closing songs from a lot of anime shows, you know?
It is. It is. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, is it? That's
Yeah.
cool. No wonder.
There was like a whole album, wasn't there?
Duh.
I think that's the one.
Oh yeah.
And then he died or something in a weird way. Or something. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, both Idea and Nujabes died when they were 33 years old.
Wait, oh, so like, okay, huh?
Yeah. You
Was
know
it around the
what
same time?
somebody should do? They should mix fucking Idea's vocals with Nujabes' motherfucking beats and
That'd
make
be
a
pretty hot.
DJ album. Yeah, man. I need to put together a DJ project. Shout out to New Main Order. We might construct this
Have you
tape,
heard of
this legendary tape.
Black Violin? Have you heard of them?
Black Violin.
Yeah, it's like a group that they like play violins and then they rap. I think they're from New York.
No.
Yeah, they're really good. You should check it out. I think you'd like
Is
it.
that some new stuff? Yeah, some of the
No,
new
it's
hip hop
It's not new.
Black Violence. I never heard. No, well.
Yeah, it's just that Black Violin. It's really good. Like, it's kind of like a little like that girl that does electronica and Lindsay Sterling, but it's like more street.
Yeah, of course, the 7 Degrees of Elevation, right? By Godfather Don. You know, that's one of the greatest of all time. I played that earlier on Neurojack's show.
You got to fight for your right to technology.
Yeah. The psychokinetic medic authors The Beheaded.
I just heard what you said. It.
The only reason I ever even found the Ideas and Abilities guy was because the freaking Atmosphere song Flicker. And I was listening to it and I was like, oh, they got inspiration from this person. Who the hell are they singing about? I was like, oh. And I looked into it. And then I was like, dude, like Now by Ideas and Abilities. Oh my God, dude. I don't even know how he does it. It's just insane.
My favorite Idea song is Lot of Walls.
I don't know. I don't know much
Yeah.
about that other guy that passed away, the Nujabes. I don't
That's
know
a
much
great
about
song.
him. I mean, that song's fire, dude.
Yeah, I've heard almost ideas. I mean, everything he released, at least, this shit is dope. That's one of the top 10 rappers of all time, for sure.
He had one music video of like one of his more well-known ones, dude. I forget which one it was. It was like one of the first ones I found, and they're pulling like black substance out of people's veins and shit. And dude, it was like, it was weird, dude. Like everybody got like this. It was like pre-programming for what people were saying was happening with the things. It was weird. You ever seen this?
Are you talking about the black goo? I love black goo.
Yeah, but it was in like people's veins in this music video of his. Like everybody got overtaken with it.
Or the Venom movie? The motherfucking Venom movie?
No, Ideas and Abilities had a music video.
You mean like
Oh,
how
yeah.
Billie Eilish gets stabbed in her back with a bunch of jabbers, and my Lucifer is lonely.
Similar.
Yeah, I like my black goo. Just like Apex Legends, the game, they added a trans character who uses black goo, and she's a witch. Go figure.
It's just black tar hair.
Smile. Let me see. I'll drop it in the back chat. I don't know. If you play the video for too long, it might get you in trouble.
I've seen that video before. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
dude, like a black goo like takes over everybody's veins, dude. It's like weird as shit. It's so like
I can only build if I tear the walls down. Yo. Is that a Kaczynski reference? I don't know. You guys tell me. Sounds pretty fucking in line, right? What the fuck I've been reading to y'all for months. I can only build if I tear the walls down. Shit is wild.
It don't matter, TML, because all of our alien saviors are coming for us. The Ball-Chillians from the Ball Galaxy, the Ball-Chillians. Isn't that what Will Smith called him? He's a Ball-Chillian.
Balchinian.
Yeah, there you go. Ball-Chillian. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I will. I'm going to. It's just like when he played in Hancock. When what's his name is going to go visit him at the prison. Good job. Good job. Not to get into conspiracy theories, but that movie Hancock is got a certain since TML likes to talk about symbols. That movie has a certain symbol in it that we all know is used for certain weirdos. It's got the two hearts in it. If you know, you know. I shouldn't have to tell you.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Put it right in your face, just like another movie that features one of Will Smith's children, Jaden. If you've ever watched The Karate Kid, there's a scene where where him and his mom is like getting settled into China or whatever, and it's raining, and there's an adult who's carrying a child in a very not right way, and in the very next scene they use the exact same doubles again, and then I guess they caught on to what was caught on camera, but they left it in the previous scene anyway. But in the next scene he's carrying the little girl in a completely different way, the way that a parent should carry the child compared to how they were carrying it in the scene previous. So they put it right there in your face and you just go to the movies and don't pay no attention to it. What do you think about Alien Romulus, all the black goo in that movie? I want a little face hugger to come stick his little mangina in my throat. We can all become hybrids.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. We can all be little hybrids.
No, thank you. I'm already.
Why? You're going to be a hybrid anyway, especially if they keep editing your genes. They're already doing it.
I
Whatever
believe that's where they get the word tiddlywinks.
Tiddlywinks. It's a game, huh?
All these reptilians wearing human skin clothing.
Shapeshifters.
That's right.
Better watch out.
I think doppelgangers are real too. You know, what's that theory that everyone says everyone out there in the world has a doppelganger? I don't think I've really met mine, but I have to admit, many people have said that I look just like Leonardo DiCaprio before, you know, my body part started falling apart. But, you know, when I was much younger, I can't tell you how many people would literally stop me in the middle of the road and go, "Are you Leonardo DiCaprio?" And I'm like, no, I don't snort cocaine off of bitches' asses. So.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on. Don't you want your name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Don't you want all the crackheads and K2 smokers overdosing on your Hollywood Star of Fame?
Yes, man.
You know, you only have a major drug epidemic in your country. It's okay. All the zombies stumble around the street looking for their next hit. Technology is my god. I put more faith in technology than I did the real God. That's why Satan has me. Them sins, boy. The devil got you by the balls, like Donald Trump got you by the pussy.
We need to get you in touch with TJ Truth or whatever. It was on Provo's yesterday.
No, we need to get in touch with WYSIWYG and find out what is this fake and gay nonsense, dude. What the hell? Hollywood
Jeff funded
producer Scientologist going and just what
dude.
the fuck?
He never left Scientology. That's why they didn't go after him. That's what I realized after the conversation.
He's like the number one promoter of this shit that I've ever seen. It was wild. Wild.
I didn't realize he promotes it like that.
Oh yeah, he was very much obstinate to criticize it at all. I was shocked. But yeah.
Yeah, meanwhile, he goes out there and he's like, "These leftist Antifas." That's what I was getting on him about, and he doesn't. He seems not to see it somehow. If he can't see it, he's MK Ultra victim. That's all I can say.
Howdy, Hank.
Hey, the machine lies. Stream your ass dark now.
Wait, well, I'm sorry, Hank. You're breaking up a little bit. Say that again.
That's a dark mode now.
My streaming is in dark mode?
Stream Yard. The Asian has dark mode now.
Hank, your mic is cutting in and out.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
said
thank you.
StreamYard has dark mode now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, blessings. Yeah, thank you for joining, Hank. But yeah, your audio is a little bit
Oh, okay. That was the echo cancellation.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, nice. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I forgot to close my StreamYard instance while I was broadcasting, so the echo cancellation canceled both of my speech with as an echo.
Hell yeah. Give me a second. I mean, I'm in this little small circle. I turned my camera on, but I feel like I'm in I feel like I'm like Looney Tunes. Like that. That's all, folks.
Yeah. Now let's just turn our cameras off.
Look at this.
Yeah, I don't like the camera in the circle.
Yeah, let's turn our cameras off.
I don't know how he did that. But yeah.
Oh, I do know how we did that. Pretty much, you make a special overlay. So.
Oh, okay. It's a special overlay. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, you hijacked his channel. I see.
I want you to overlay me, Hank.
How much money you got?
You want to do it for free?
No.
I can show you a good time, man.
what popped in my head when you said that was "My body lies over the ocean."
So I was broadcasting. I had a whole bunch of cool people. I had King, not King Steven. He's not cool. I had Officer Steps on. He's not cool. I had Joe Cool. He's on. He's cool. And I had the Freak on.
Yeah,
I like Joe.
did they offer pushback? Because Snafu's been running a rampage all day. I don't know if you caught OTW news earlier, but it was an absolute fucking shit show from hell. It
I
was
saw a
crazy.
little bit of it.
Oh my god, motherfuckers paid $20 to get Snafu out of the show. But yeah, I've never seen anything like it. But yeah, apparently it's an effective grift if you just throw them on the screen and you just tell people, "Give me money to throw them off."
Oh, I'm worse than that because I'm one of the people where I can just scare him off just by talking to him. I never backstage him because I put enough pressure on him that he doesn't like it. I'm the only one that can counter him on his own terms.
Yeah, we just let him go full ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, me and Hank just let this. We just let this dude actually just leave on his own. It's actually funny, but yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't like to answer questions. He doesn't like the pressure. Once his script runs out, he just sticks his feet in his mouth. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but I think he basically just makes his case and dips. So he does his thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But if we get him to not dip, his foot's just already in his mouth, and he can sense it. That's why he tries to dip as soon as possible, but he doesn't have enough control over himself, and he ends up embarrassing himself to an extreme degree.
Yeah, now the Freak is the most underrated dude in the whole game, man. The Freak is honestly vastly underrated.
Yes, he's my newest moderator. I promoted him.
Oh, okay. Oh my god. That's a duo for real. Yeah, but the thing is that the Freak is he's critically underrated. He's a spiritual gangster. I think people just don't realize it at this point. You know, right? Because they're like, "Oh, he's fat," but he's like more like a happy Buddha or whatever. He's on some shit.
The opponent Slave's fat too, but people like him. So I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, I get made fun of for being skinny. The Freak gets made fun of for being fat. You get made fun of for being black.
Yeah,
everybody just gets made fun of for no fucking reason. I don't even get it. Like what the fuck? Like
it's power games. You think or to make fun of you, then we'll kowtow to them, and they're mistaken.
Yeah, that's why I've always said you had to learn how to emotionally separate yourself from this stuff.
Yeah, Trooper Cop gets made fun of because of the hat. They're just like, fuck the hat.
I feel like I've been made fun of for about everything at this point.
Well, some of us were born to be jesters.
I make fun of myself.
That's me.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I made fun of all these cats. I don't know why. I don't know what came over me.
Dude, that's what WYSIWYG is like, dude. If he'd just been calm, it's not like you wouldn't. You might have joined his side. He just is already writing you off just because you press back the littlest bit. He's so insecure.
Yeah, WYSIWYG needs toilet bowl earth and Snafu snaps in his life for real.
I felt like he needs some Talcott or something, dude. I don't know.
Talcott.
He needs some help.
No. No.
Some Talcott power.
Yeah, Talcott would tell him to stop living in the past and being a bitch. He would say that right to his face, though.
Yeah, he would. He'd get mad, kick him off.
Yeah, he'd be like, "What does that have to do with me?" And then he just straight up just fucking just get rid of him.
Talcott's too similar to him. Yeah, it's probably it would help him see. That's what it's for.
Well, yeah, I agree. He's too similar, but at least Talcott's trying to do something useful. Just his tactics are not effective, and he's slowly realizing it. But I want to help him adjust, but his tactics aren't effective because he's still using Pussy Paul's playbook, which doesn't work. And I showed Talcott right to his face that Pussy Paul doesn't have disposable income. He couldn't hand you $20, even though he used hours of your content.
Yo, I'll be real. Paul Unsaved is good when he's on his motivational shit, but when he's on his shit where he's talking about the other shows and the panels and shit and how much like nobody respects him or whatever, or like why he's like special, I guess, or whatever. Like then he's not as good. But when he's talking about his legal shit and he's motivating people and shit, the dude is actually very inspirational. But like, I feel like he lets the shit. But you know, the problem is that he does that shit on purpose because like him talking shit about everyone else is also a tactic or whatever. But like, I don't know. I think he goes too low with that shit because I'll turn the show on and it'll be an hour of him just bitching and complaining where I'll just be like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be way, dude. He used to go. I mean, he used to just only restream Talcott. There was, that was when it was really extreme.
Yeah, I was like, you need to just drop the hard science, Holmes, and watch these cop videos. Like that shit's actually entertaining. Like when he actually
I like
does the
that.
show. Yeah.
I like Cops Shooting Citizen Slaves was like my favorite segment on the show.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, I like that shit. Yeah.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like you know how people say you get an addiction from certain actions, like people get a chemical release if they get an award or appreciation, like public appreciation and stuff like that. Maybe it's just like they get a high off of talking shit about each other but acting like each other's friends. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like all of them just get like it's like a crack fix in a way, like, oh, who's in the spotlight now, and then go over there, act like your friend, and then turn around and in reality, you're not really there for the best intentions. So to me, it's just like they all feed off. Any publicity is good publicity. So that's the way I see it. They just all feed off of each other, and if they can make content off of one or the other, they're going to do it. As they obviously already do it.
Well, that's all we are anyway. Is just a bunch of content producers.
That's right. Just a bunch of content creators who want to be like other content creators and not give a fuck about our audiences, but we care about ours. Open your mind to the truth. There is no way but up. For $1.99, I can show you the way of the universe.
You sound like Bob Dylan.
Truth is just a feeling.
Actually, it's just a bunch of chemical processes interpreting my senses that tell me it's that way. Because I'm just a little meat goop, little creature piloting a bone suit covered in meat. I'm not really a person. I'm just a bunch of thoughts, processes inside of my little goop bowl.
Then where do new thoughts come from?
Because I thought you said processes.
They come from my evolutionary shit, because I came from monkey men and goop people. So
that doesn't make sense at all.
My thoughts are neither did it to me in school, but they taught it to me. So
which is why we have a replication crisis in academia.
Oh, we got a 2319.
I like this comment right here.
I agree. Yeah, that definitely needed to be highlighted.
That's right. Highly developed sperm worms. That's what. That's good. I like that one. I remember I think what really fucked me up the most is when I finally reached the age of knowing that I had a skeletal system. Like you hear as a kid when you're growing up that you have bones inside of you, right? You might break an arm, break a finger, twist an ankle or something. But it's not until the first time that you have a real bad trip on something, which mine was just weed. I never touched anything beyond weed. So the first time I actually looked at my hands and I realized, oh fuck, dude, I'm a skeleton. I tell you what, that right there begins a whole nother thought process that a lot of people just, I think personally, have yet to, most people they're so estranged in their daily lives and their personal lives and their social lives in this image that they have to keep, you know, that you don't really sit down and just realize, like, as amazing as what the human being is, like, we are so frail. We are just so frail. Like, we can recuperate from. That's right, on my back.
What do you mean by that?
Uh-oh.
Back is broken.
Seriously?
Vertebrae
Seriously?
or what portion?
Spinal.
Spinal. That's right. Seriously, guys? Seriously?
I broke my back.
Brokeback
What do
Mountains.
you mean by that? You
My
broke
back is broken.
what? A vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Greatest boxer of all time, right there.
I
I mean,
broke my back.
come on, guys. I mean, I be like, they use air. Oh,
What do you mean by
seriously?
that? You
My
broke
back is broken.
what? A vertebrae or
Well-
what portion?
Spinal.
Other than Jake Paul, that's the best. Never-
I
Right.
have a human skull. I carry it around with me everywhere.
Oh, shit, really?
Spinal.
Yeah.
Spinal. Come on, guys. Don't you see what they're doing?
Bone broth. We gotta get the bone broth.
Where's the earth shattering kaboom?
Your epidermis is showing.
Zephyr, can you speak again? I can't even hear you.
Yeah, it kind
I
of
said
sounds
your
like a whisper.
epidermis is showing. Sorry. That's bad.
Oh, you said epidural there for a second. I'm like, how dare you assume my gender?
Well, you can get an epidural even if you're a dude.
I know that was a joke.
Yeah.
It was a
Truth or
gender
cop?
joke.
Aren't
Are
jokes
you
supposed to be funny?
Are you who's winning the debate?
I'm really
I didn't see the debate, but I see Walsh and Vance's face on the screen, so they must be debating.
We
Nice
are
debating.
because we're not watching. We're winning because we're not watching.
Yeah, I started to watch it and I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. Everybody's talking about people are talking about this more than the other debate.
Yeah, the other debate was very awkward. It's like two people in a room. You don't even know if the other people are even in the room with them. It's really like bizarre. I've never seen anything like that before.
Kissy boing.
Yeah, whoever made these videos is a genius, by the way. The boing stuff.
Actually, they made that. Infowars made that one.
Hey, I drank some of Alex Jones' bone broth. It was pretty good.
It was okay.
Did it make your penis bigger?
Everything I took from him made my penis bigger.
Awesome. I bet.
But yeah, that is an ad Infowars made on their own.
I have to admit, like, if you're gonna sell one thing to men, that's a pretty good selling point. You know what I mean?
JT asked a question. Thoughts on Christian nationalism? I'm a Christian globalist, so I'm opposed to Christian nationalism.
I'm an Islamo-Christian, somewhat Jewish globalist as well myself. Like, I just want a side of Judaism, like a legalistic Judaism side. That's about it.
I'll take the rest of Judaism. I want the esoteric Judaism too. I want what's that called? Zionism. I want the Zionism. That's probably the most important part. And what else? That's about the women are good too. So
Who's chewing?
Globo Islamo Christiano.
Sorry, I'm chewing on the bones of my enemies.
JG, my best friend. How you doing, bro?
Whoa, who was that?
that was Truth or Cop. Never mind. It's not Truth or Cop.
My bad.
It's Mr. Satan, Inner Darkness, formerly known as. The artist formerly known as Inner Darkness.
Yeah, sorry, I was taking all the bones and I was mashing it up in my cauldron so I can get my bone oatmeal ready.
Do you have an Instant Pot?
Do I have what?
An Instant Pot.
I don't know what that is. What is that, Hank? Enlighten me.
It's a fancy cauldron.
Hey, Mr. Satan, get that music ready for the next time we need it. Okay.
Get that what?
That music. You know, the music we did.
Oh.
Just get it ready. When you hear something that fits, just play it.
Who's echoing?
All right, my bad. Hang on.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, I was waiting for that punchline.
Hey, Truth or Cop. So, do you think that which Bible do you trust more, the Septuagint or the Hebrew Bible?
Well, I have the Sephiroth. The main one I read. I don't know which one that is. It's the American one. That's the one I trust.
Who you voting for, Iran or Israel?
I don't know, man. I'm
I
doing
know
what
who
they're
I'm
doing here.
Yeah, I'm voting for
Shoot.
Israel all the way because Iran can't even land a hit with their freaking missiles. I mean, I was on Benjamin's live stream because and he told us that he has alarms on his phone that tells us when a missile's coming, but he doesn't even bother to go to the bomb shelter anymore because they whiff. So I'm voting for Israel for sure.
Vote with confidence. The Freak, come on up. Let's hear about that greater Israel plan that you're always talking about.
You're not even using those. Yeah, you're not even. Yeah, wait, maybe you are. Wait, but you didn't get the plumbing fixed. You are. But you didn't.
Great timing. Great timing. Great timing. Great timing. Thank you, Mr. Satan. You always know what we want to hear. You always.
Sorry, Hank. I had to go sit on the toilet and ask Satan to help me exorcise these demons from my bowels. I'm sorry.
Damn, that's some good dancing right there. What country is that?
That white guy, that's like how my in-laws think of me. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
You gotta really trust people when they're waving around a gun like that.
Get down with the get down.
Did he
That's
shoot
a little
someone?
intense.
Did he shoot someone?
No, he's a professional.
Dude, I seen some of those Islamic videos of like the dudes. I don't know if they're training for the military or they're just like training how to dance, but those dudes can jump like fucking 4 feet in the air, man. That's pretty crazy.
I wish I was that good with my voice staff.
Yay.
I'm not. It's pretty funny though.
Yeah, Orange, what's going on? Greetings. Oh, I think somebody's in the background here. Oh, that's just us again. Whoop de whoop. Sugar Brown.
Is that a one-piece suit? One-piece outfit?
Yeah, it looks like a Fashion Nova onesie.
Whoever said about hand jobs, you know who I want a hand job from? The character that Jim Carrey plays as when he's that fitness trainer. Oh yeah, I'm strong and fierce. Look at my muscles.
That's Slavic. Yeah, Dr. Skrbina is from Slovenia. And that's actually like if you take a look at him and other white people, he looks actually very different from other white people. They look like Slovenian motherfuckers, their skin looks red and they're tall as fuck. It's really strange. I mean, they really don't look like Europeans.
So what do Europeans look like?
Like how they look in Britain, Germany, America, right?
Well, those Anglo-Saxons specifically. There's a bunch of different kinds of Europeans.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if Slavics is considered just straight up Europeans or not.
Yeah, they're Europeans still because Slovenia's in Europe.
Right.
Just like Spain's in Europe too. But we have crazy people saying, Spaniards European. Yeah, they would colonize a whole bunch of countries.
Well, what about Moroccans, right?
So Morocco's in Africa, so guess not.
They are very French. There's a lot of French people that they mix with, I think.
Yeah, if you go to Gibraltar today, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fucking Arabs there, right? For sure. If you go to North Africa, there's tons of Arabs in North Africa, for sure. But yeah, 1150.
Pakistanis, Persian, or more Indian.
Pakistanis are a mix, really, but they're more Indian than Persian for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, but generally Pakistanis, especially northern Pakistanis, if you go to southern Pakistan, they kind of look like Indians. Right? But if you go to the northern parts of Pakistan, they don't really look like Indians. They're tall, light skinned, green eyes like me. Right? Like Punjabi people don't really look like other Indian people.
Mm.
And neither do Kashmiris, and neither do Afghanis. Afghanis, they don't generally look like Indians. Right?
Have you ever lived over there?
They kind of look like Arabs or Persians mixed in. Right? Yeah, I was born there, DeFreak.
Do like all those different factions you just mentioned, they get along or they fight or everything? Like they've been used to it for so long that they get along, or what's the deal?
They don't get along at all.
Figure.
They don't even talk.
Let's send Jack Talcott over there.
Oh.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, but it's not like they fight. They don't get along, but they don't fight. Like they just don't fuck with each other. Like they just don't talk. They just don't care. They're just like you do. Like you stay over there. Like, you do your own thing. They don't give a fuck.
That makes sense to me. That's how I solved a lot of my issues.
Yeah, they've had lots of I mean, I was saying there's so many ethnic divisions within India. It's been so ethnically diverse. Actually, the rise of technology has caused cultural homogeneity within India more than anything. Because it started out very culturally diverse. Like we have so many different ethnic factions in India that don't even talk to each other. Like Punjabis don't even talk to other types of Pakistanis. Like Like we just don't fuck with Pakistan. You know, and we sure don't fuck with the Sikh people. You know, so they don't even fuck with their own ancestors. You know, in you know, over here where I live, they got motherfucking 2 Sikh temples right next to each other. You know, one of the Sikh temples got into a fight with another Sikh temple, and they broke off and formed another Sikh temple literally across the street. It's like, what the fuck?
And they both ordered Starbucks.
Cyclitis. Iridocyclitis.
Totally sounds like Christianity. You know, you get a sect because one faction believes that you're supposed to be totally submerged under the water at water baptism, and the other one think that, you know, you can just kind of like self-dunk down in there or whatever, and you're baptized, and so then you get a whole new sect of Christianity.
But if we don't splash the water the right way, you're gonna go burn in hell.
Yeah, so it doesn't
Don't
take
you want to
much
be saved?
to
Yeah,
form
if you get in the duct tape, you want to be saved, the freak.
Yeah, the remember Bobo the clown at the county fair or whatever? You have to throw the baseball and hit the target. He would stop insulting you or whatever.
Yeah,
that's kind of like some of the maybe that's like some of the baptism, you know, ceremonies that they're having at these new age churches. Maybe, you know, Bobo the clown baptism.
they weren't bothered with the water splashing thing, but that sounded like a good job for one of my friends. So,
you sure you could throw a strike though?
no, they're gonna be in the duct tape.
Okay.
Satan is his father, not God. Satan is his father, not Guy. He came up from hell and begat a son of mortal woman. Hail, Satan! Hail, Satan! Satan is his father, and his name is Adrian. He shall overthrow the mighty and lay waste their temples. He shall redeem the despised and wreak vengeance in the name of the burned and the tortured. Hail, Adrian! Hail, Satan! Hail, Satan!
He chose you out of all the world, out of all the women in the whole world. He chose you. He ran these things because he wanted you to be the mother of his only living son.
His power is stronger than stronger. His might shall last longer than longer. Satan! That's right. No.
Who the heck
Yeah.
is that?
Man, the freak, did you record your appearance on Toilet Bowl Earth?
No.
Damn. That would have been fun. That would have been fun if you recorded that. We could have reviewed that. That would have been fucking hilarious. Because that
When I
because
went
that
up
was
there
funny.
and he kept dunking me out because I mean he didn't when I
No,
went
he
up
was
there.
he was petrified when you were like like you said something about me. He lost his mind, yo. And then they fucking held up grapes. I swear to God, they held grapes up and they go, "Why don't you suck these grapes? Or these grapes represent TML's balls." I was like, "What?" I was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, why are we talking about my testicles
What was this on?
That was
on
Total Ball Earth.
Cockboy Outline?"
Oh my god.
He
Yeah.
didn't have me up there long enough to do anything. Like, you know, he's like, "What the hell do you want?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you know, came to basically fuck with you." He's like, "Well, Bill, I guess he's like, I don't know, maybe he's running a cleaner ship now or something. I don't know." But he didn't
What
want
the
any part of it. And then he just started dunking me, and then it was very short.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing, but it'd be funny if you recorded it because it shows hilarious.
Yeah, he's just scared. But I
Shit
mean,
was funny as hell.
was
All right, I'm gonna jump off here. Be loyal.
Yeah, I'm about to end the stream too, guys. So
all right.
you know, I'm gonna go around this panel and let everybody do a close. Wait, what?
Oh, that was Alexa.
Did she
Alexa's
just
possessed again.
did she just talk about tablets? Like, what the fuck? Yo,
Yeah, my tablet's hooked up to the Echo Dot
Oh, I thought it meant like an ancient tablet. I was like, oh shit. You know? I was like, somebody
Well,
got the tablet. I was like, who's got the Ninja Scroll then? But yeah. Yeah, go ahead, the freak.
yeah, going back to Neurojack's question, I definitely would vote for Israel, not because I have any particular favor or anything, but I know that what the scripture says, and I have to believe God. So, you know, ham sandwich theory might be coming to pass. You just never know. And I really don't know what else you guys are talking about, so I'll just leave it there. See you later.
Yeah, thank you, the freak. You know, I'm doing a stream tomorrow, and you know, for anybody who wants to come by tomorrow, I forgot to say that before I start, you know, ending the stream. But yeah, you know, Mr. Satan.
Lost my train of thought. Thanks for letting me on. Yeah, I was kind of hoping more people. I was kind of hoping more people were going to show up too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Play
Yeah.
play
Amen.
some mind games like Chris Angel, some mind freak with some people. But maybe next time I'll get to poke and prod the inner darkness of some people. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully, my friend. You know.
I'll catch your stream tomorrow, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bless.
Peace, man. Blessings.
Peace. Truther, you know, you're gonna leave anyways. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Dude, it's great to have you on the show. I've questioned him a few times, but he gets, you know, the emotional part was usually, but you kept him sharp with the questions, so, you know, man, he's a character. Anyhow, have a good night. Be well.
For sure. Thank you, brother. Peace. And of course, the honorable judge presiding over these parts of YouTube, Zephyr Voxel.
Oh no, don't call me that. I'm just doing this. Ay. Yeah. I don't know what to say. So I'm just gonna say, love you guys. See you later. Be kind to each other if you can. That's it.
Thank you, Zephyr. Blessings. And yeah, I don't know where Neuro is at all. So Neuro, report to the stage so we can prominently, specifically end the stream. It's been prominent, dominant, you know. And yeah, I laid down an hour. You know, this stream will stay away. This stream will stay. I almost said stay awake. What the fuck? Yeah, this stream will stay on the channel. You know, on my channel, The Machine Lies. You know, so make sure you guys go watch. If you guys missed the opening presentation, right, I gave on science and civilization, we're gonna do another continuation of many of those ideas tomorrow, right? This extra 2-hour stream, you know, I meant to make this almost 2 to 4 hours. So we'll come back 2 to 4 hour stream, you know, either on Tuesday or Friday, right? Summarizing some of the topics for the week, right? So we're doing some extra content right now, right? It's just so that we could get done with our you know, some of our major presentations here. And all of these presentations that I give, my solo presentations, they will be serialized at some point, as I told Zephyr earlier. You know, this stream will self-destruct, but my portion of the stream will be available on my channel, right? And yeah, for you guys, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna play some music for you guys. You know what I mean? Thank you guys so much for joining me. You know what I mean? You know, let's see this. Fucking 7 degrees of elevation. The psychokinetic medic alters the beheaded.
Yeah. You know, I gotta close out the whole session little something. Harken back to the good old days. Yeah, no, I can't go out like that. 7 degrees of elevation. The psychokinetic medic, credits the beheaded. The shredded bone dust, you've known us. The tone justifies the live carcasses with donuts. A bonus, this specimen's healthy. He must have felt me in the beginning. He be sinning, so his ending begins with me sending workers from the shadows, spitting disease marrow, add many marrows, releasing sparrows that cybernetically enhanced advanced electronics to decode and implode. Select phonics, direct tonics through physical labyrinths, mechanisms encased in cabinets to make atoms split. These technologies have scholars debating, elating thoughts up while their daughters I be sedating. From nubile young vixens to tricks in my Dixons, a bacterial courier to scurry about, flurries addiction. Just stating syllables to kill a few illadues like Willadu. Use strychnine and wine to blind minds like mildew. The Willacoo's are crushed like small plastic cast items. Mere trinkets of idolatry like sugar babies. I bite them. I'm back again like saccharin packs of slim fast. No men last in DC. I hawk men and then flash. 7 degrees of elevation. Let me elevate your mind. 7 degrees of elevation. Let me elevate that mind.
I just found out that I have no way to end this stream. So I gotta wait for Neuro. So I'm just gonna keep playing music until Neuro shows up. So that's what's gonna happen now. Yeah. So
You should
Neuro.
play that video that I linked in the back room, because that one's really good, and I don't think you'll get copyrighted on it.
Okay, let me see.
And I don't know what nation these people are from. I think it's Mali, maybe.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Are you talking about it's a song?
Yeah, it's a song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll definitely play that. Yeah, we'll definitely play that while we're waiting for Neuro to show up. So, you know, if you're hearing music, we're just waiting for Neuro to show up. Thank you guys.
7 degrees of elevation. Let me elevate your mind. 7 degrees of elevation. Let me elevate you. I dream in color, discovering, hovering celestial bodies, traveling the dark dementias. I empty a blessed by Cruciatis. Why these half-assed mentalists who never been through this are into this? I advantage many men who shit who begin to piss me off. The stink of hell swarm before dawn negates the usage of the mighty blade of black street to storm the gates of Hades, where men sleep with babies and rabies, attack with tongues like species, and he, she's, TVs, and gays beat. Amaze me never, so sever both wrists and let me feast. I release germs that burn the beast like skin singed by hot grease. Last but not least, I drop fleas, ticks, and rodents. My little spies, the eyes of the master who used to scold them. Communicate with liquids from optics of a dead one. The head some who denied the lyrical might from the dread son. As I grab posture and shaft to mimic life, creating shells without souls that holds a cold still night. I sing the body electric, highly eclectic, who stays erected. One from the legion of the netherworld who's affected. I've dissected man, woman, child, and baby man drills. Rubber gloves discover answers to cancers that man kills. Stand still, child of darkness, and tell the nation the hell they're facing from 7 degrees of elevation. 7 degrees of elevation. Let me elevate your mind. 7 degrees of elevation. Let me elevate that mind. 7 degrees of elevation. Let me elevate your mind. 7 degrees of elevation. Your pain is my pain, your migraine's a teaser. My eye strains the believer, inside the brains of the weaker. The element elevatory cataclysmical spittle late faces, beyond places, design maces and 9 ages. Your mind lays descended like bellies on sick koala bears. Yo, I prepare, limbs like solitaire once you're out of here. Without a care, I get suckers behind Fuddruckers restaurant. I test the tauntness before I haunt this. Exorcism and possession requires discretion. That's parental, my middle's instrumental in moving matter to rappers' venues. Secret weapons encased in this stick. Here is your aura. This is Gomorrah. Here is the horror. In the flesh, blessed grooves like test tubes and gym clinics. Hymns when cynics within minutes, one sins in it. 7 degrees of elevation. Let me elevate your mind. 7 degrees of elevation. Let me elevate your mind. 7 degrees of elevation. Peace to the mighty legion of the underworld. Organized confusion, Cool Keith and Menelik. And all brothers that deal in the element elementary status. Keep the pancakes cooking. Yeah. Out.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How did you get 30? With the price of just...
America's nightmare. Young, black, and just don't give a fuck. Run up in the courtroom and wet them up. Got nothing to lose but my handcuffs. Every man must choose to lay down or stand up. It's wartime. Everything is fair, no fear. When they said the homie murdered the judge, I don't care. Fuck him. He deserved it. Long as the homie get away and don't get caught for the crime, I encourage it. We rooting for the villain, black. Throwing out absolute salute. Niggas are shooting back. The self-defense, we bang pistol like Larry Davis or Brian Nichols. Every pig, every public official. The boomerang is coming back to eat you. You reap what you sowed. The system you created a monster. And now you're scared because it's coming back to haunt you. I'ma rep my name and get my aim right. Let's have an overthrow and after party in the same night. Same height as Huey, same muscle built as Malcolm with the same circumstances in the hood. You know the outcome and read it in the news about the sergeant and your captain. Don't take this as a warning, just enough a nigga rapping. Fuck the way we organize and fuck the training and the grappling. And fuck them Uncle Tom who call police because we smack them. And fuck you sympathizers with your middle class reactions. Cause we banging on the system, G'd up. Fuck the factions. And if you didn't know, the G was for George Jackson. A long list is warrior spirit packing the magnum. Watching over the soldiers, know what niggas be lacking when we really need to be disciplined in our ways and actions. When we get some freedom, you niggas can start bragging. Till then, inside the blood in my eye. Like the birth of baby Muhammad, the movement I started to spar with the hardest, the martyr regarded as Spartacus hearted. It doesn't matter whose missiles can shoot the farthest when you're a target in an Afghan Teutoburg forest. Close quarters combat over corrupted elections. Bilderberg is like cancer, it grows an infection. Nepotism is the gold in the conductor's connection, and ignorance is the prison that the people are kept in. The military ain't there for the people's protection, they're just there to protect an investment. That's why people get arrested, electrocuted, molested, connected. Streets are infested with those tired of protesting. Traumatized children thrown to guerrilla garrisons. 9/11 generations pale in comparison. And you will learn a lesson repeated through history, that no matter what you think, occupation is not victory. X-Men, Palace.
Yo, the saga begins. Begin war. I'll draw first blood, be the first to set it off. My cause, tap all jaws, lay down laws. We take away swords, we do jokes, rust the doors. Here come the D's, trying to make breeze, the guns toss. In full force, the team will go at your main source. My non-Taurus, hit bosses and tank hostage. Your whole setup, from the ground up, we lock shit. Blood flood your eye, fuck up your optics. Switch to kill instincts for niggas pop shit. Your nigga know it was the topic. 9 pound, we rocked it. 96 strike back with more hot shit. Illuminate, my team will glow like radiation with no time for patience or complication. Let's get it done right, my click airtight. Trapped in the never-ending gunfights, and niggas lose stripes and lose life. Jail niggas sending kites to the street over some beef that wasn't fully cooked. Finish them off, well done me. Then said 22 slug to your head. Travel all the way down to LA.
Hey yo, it's hell on earth. Who's next are gonna be first? The projects is front line, and the enemy is one time. I ain't gotta tell you. It's right in front of your eye. And yo, it's hell on earth. Who's next are gonna be first? The projects is front line, and the enemy is one time. I ain't gotta tell you, yo, it's right in front of your eye. We rep the QBC, nigga rep yours, it's all love. Millie stack bound, heavily guarded by hollow tip slug. Then crack down and wanna be thugs. Adapt the gas sound and bow down. Slow the fuck up, see how I'm found now? Articulate, hitting body parts and start shifting shit. Never hesitate, it's the rap game unlimited. Sign my roster, we can do this. Forever infinite, then reminisce. 20 years later, how we was getting it. Either with me, go against the grain, you better hit me. Legging me, you're robbing me. Niggas better body me, cause it's a small world. The niggas talking like bitches. Bitches singing like snitches. Pointing you out in pictures. Cause she rep the Ruby seed faithfully. Player hating me. All that bullshit, it's just making me more the better. The concentrate on getting cheddar. Your shorty set you up, you better dead her. I told you, shape and mold you, son you, then I hold you like a pimp mind control you, double edge blow you, handle BI like I'm supposed to. The click is coastal, international, you local. Bacardi mix, physically fixed. Hit you with shit that'll leave a loose nigga stiff, properly fixed. Son, I solved them, pulled them in my world and involved them in chaos. Walk the beat like around the wake cop. The app is pissed off. QB City dog, fall apart 3. Gotti Gambino and Ty Nitty. Scarface, rest in peace. Who's next are gonna be first? The project is front line, and the enemy is one time. I ain't gotta tell you, hey yo, it's right in front of your eyes. Hell on earth, who's next are gonna be first? The project is front line, and the enemy is one time. I ain't gotta tell you, hey yo, it's right in front of your eyes.
Yo, the heavy metal king hold big shit with spare clips. You see clips when the Mac spit, your top got split. Laying dead with open eyes, close his eyelids. Turn off his light, switch to darkness. It's deep enough, it's a street life. Blood on my kick, shit on my knife. Use the wild child kick or turning men into mice. I was born to take power, leave my mark on this planet. The phantom of crime rap, niggas left stranded. Shut down your operation, close for business. Leave a foul taste in your mouth like Guinness. POW niggas is found, MIA. We move like special forces, Green Beret. Heavily around my throat, I don't play shit brand new. Back in 89 the same way. The guard P, walk with a limp, see. But simply to simplify shit, no man could go against me. Test me, you must be bent
easy. Don't tempt me. I had this full clip for so long, it needs to empty. The reason why I full for so long, cause I don't waste it. You properly hit blood in your mouth so you can taste it. Quiet is kept. I lay back and watch the world spin. I hear thugs claiming that they gonna rob the mall when they see us. I tell you what, black, here's the issue. It's a package deal. You rob me, you take these missiles along with that. I ain't your average cat. Fuck rap. I'm trying to make cream and that's that. Whatever it takes, however it got to go down. 4 mics on stage, a motherfucking 4 pound. Speakers leaking out sound and niggas leaking on the ground. I can truly care less, the guard gon' get his regardless, blow for blow. Let's find out who hit hardest. This rap artist used to be a stick up artist. Stick up artist. Sometimes I test myself, see if I still got it. Alive niggas stay on point, never disregard shit or forget the essence from which I emerge. PS6 to say that bullshit for the birds, nigga. Live up.
Or same talk at different time. Cyclical reaction from the prisoners of the blind. Trying to fight time, it's a battle of the mind. Waiting for redemption, surviving in the bind. Same story, same talk at different time. Cyclical reaction from the prisoners of the blind. Trying to fight time, it's a battle of the mind. Waiting for redemption, surviving in the bind.
Talk about paying the ultimate price. Hurricane been incarcerated all of his life. Started out at like 12, trapped in the belly of hell. To a man inside of a cell, yo, anger just swell up. At an early age that developed. Hot-headed, now it ain't shit, y'all can tell him. They said he's on a road to become a felon, but instead, he swung blows that'll split your melon. He did his thing and was the king of the ring, undisputed. Started making noise, but they tried to mute it. They put him through it. For him to make the system look stupid, they'd rather look you in the face and shoot it, and leave your spot looted, or leave your whole life blank, future in court. When you scream, I didn't do it, with sweat leaking from the outline of your silhouette. Don't understand the point that you at, or how the hell you came to it. Flashback to images of that night, out in Patterson. They pulled him over heading home from a gathering, and when they told him to charge, it kinda baffled him. Murdering the first for the chance, we on that again. Imagine you locked down forever. Could y'all stand a weather? Could you hold it together? Tell me that you know the pain. Yo, imagine if your life was like a hurricane forever. Imagine you locked down forever. Could y'all stand the weather? You built for that weather. Yo, saying, you know what I'm saying? What you believe in. Nobody knows the trouble seen. This flick left me wondering what can become of kings, the young kids, summer dream deferred. Incident occurred, freedom blurred. A freedom that would only be retrieved again in words later on. The cops, y'all know what they be on. A nigga's life is like a field that they play a part away and gone from natural life, but slowly had to fight, learning himself. 3 days, stay up half the night amongst dead men walking. He got afterlife exercising, developing his knack to write. Never leaving his cell in this world, he trapped himself. What he loved on the outside world, detached himself. You know the cards blacks get dealt by the system. He drew a picture of freedom with many dimensions. This picture proved to be bigger than black and white. A young soul named Lazarus brought him back to life. It's amazing to a man what a book can do, and how certain books seem to look for you. This is the story of a champion's fall and rise. The story left me wiping my eyes. Yo, forever. Imagine you locked down forever. Could you stand the weather? Could you hold it together? Tell me that you know the pain. Yo, imagine if your life was like a hurricane forever. And ever you're locked down forever. Could you stand the weather? Yo, I can't even explain the pain. Just imagine if your life was like a hurricane.
Yes, I am the inescapable, the irresistible, the unnegotiable, the unchallenged. I am time. I stole the measurements, control the elements. I hold the evidence, I tell the story. I am time. I know no prejudice, I bear no sentiment for other settlements. I move forward. I am time. You can't recover me, conceal or smuggle me, retreat or run from me, crawl up or under me. You can't do much for me besides serve me well and have good dividends returned to you. Or attempt to kill me, or for have me murder you. Many have wasted me, but now they are facing me. Treated me unfaithfully and now endure me painfully. Plaintively, I wait to see what history will shape to me. Whose hearts will live and die inside the sake of me. Angels scribe the page for me. Keep a full account of all the names for me and make a special mark for hurricane.
Hurricane forever. Imagine you locked down forever. Could you stand the weather? Could you hold it together? I can't even explain the pain. Imagine if your life was like a hurricane forever. explain the pain with words. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if your life was like a hurricane.
Clouds clashed and the heavens gave birth to a storm. God placed it in a man on the day he was born. Convicted minutes after a true natural disaster framed for manslaughter. The hurricane caught a rising from out the south water like torrential rains and the rain. No opponent escaped unscathed. You can't believe the world we live is unjust. All I see is more proof. There's no place for us. They had my man Carter locked in a cage like an animal, driving to the point where the mind works mechanical and works by remote control. It was done to all of us. They tap directly into our soul. Either it's Sing Sing or it's bars around your mind. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. In a 6x6, a guilty man cries for repentance and losses where innocence is.
Same story, same target, different time. Cyclical reaction from the prisoners of the blind. Trying to fight time, it's a battle of the mind. Waiting for redemption, surviving in the bind. Same story.
Number 247-681Z. Step to the left.
Two types of people in this world to recognize. Conquered in the one holding the right foot, the next in line. The crosshair eyes, a vessel to guard. The container that kept you around in a hole in the yard. Sailor cemetery thieves after crew leaves and move on. You have no idea how right my head is screwed on. When I wake up and put this suit on, I feel escape begin. Explorations are needed, I facilitate the end.
There are two types of mornings in this life I can surmise. I wake early in the first to help supply the second type. Technician of repetition clips and a numbers of tradition shifts. The little wondrous blunders that can summon one's demise. I know the line to walk tall softly, punch a clock, aim, done. I see the shelter and contrition, best to limit wagging tongues. But today's a confrontation with a thought that's not assured. She's inching closer to my services and further from my world. Does this job ever bother you? Darkly creep up in your conscience too?
Nope, in fact I'm so enamored with the standard of being handed the commander. It's almost romantic. The lead give it, I take it if I didn't understand.
I'm saying during a 10-year big gig, have you ever heard of the phrase who despite the traitorous label makes you nervous as a kid? Maybe beyond a date with a led to something else meant for a prisoner with the beauty of 247-290.
Oh God, you gotta be joking, I get it, she's smoking. Go get a taste, I'll hold you down for 30. She must be purdy, your rope and your secret safe with me. Going to rape and spree, I got a couple numbers of my own. Turn the curtain.
Nah, man, it's actually not in my mind. Smiles different as time. I mean, should a creature so sublime and young really be alive for the gun? In the mind of one to dispense it, she seems almost defenseless, and her eyes have a surprising effect of rendering me restless.
You know, you look very pretty without handcuffs on. Without the dirt on your face.
Like the piston stench of the huddled traitors evaporates from the room, and in that moment I can see it truly, and she can see me too. Beneath the body armor and weaponry, my heart quietly thumps and whispers. Drop comes and robbing us and trying to make it work. Sitting in my transport as we slip through traffic lanes, she doesn't ask me where we're going, only holds my hand and gaze. She's my only reason now, and I'm my only hope to live. We pull up to the cabin way above this damn metropolis. Me and prisoner 247-290Z. Summer that is soil and green, we're living life instead. No more war and traitorism, only me and her. She can clean my gun and I can help her clean the floor. Back to something natural, we live off for the land. When radon levels drop, we walk the trails and talk and laugh. I tell her she's innocent, she'll show me she's not. I kiss her number on her arm and lay her on the cot. I'm the first to touch her without gloves on. She's the first to kiss me without crying. Life before this was just dying. Me and prisoner 247-290Z. Away from all the smilers, live inside each other's head. Away from all the smilers, live inside each other's head. Away